Hi folks and welcome. Let's just turn you round. That way you can look at me as well as see it, as well as hear me. There we go, you see me as well as hear me, how about that? Right, well the Dynatron Berserker's done. I've got to get two new knobs because two of the fucking knobs broke because I had to get this panel off to clean behind it. And two of the knobs broke, they've been on there that fucking long. I tried penetrating oil, I couldn't get them off, they just broke. And I'll just get that. What I'll do, I actually think, what I'm actually thinking, I'm thinking about some if I can get them. I'm not big on originality. I'll do what looks nice. And I'm thinking about some transparent chicken heads. For, period ones, because they did see through chicken heads back then. Or even white chicken head knobs. Yeah, I might go that route, because I'm guaranteed to be able to find a set of 4 of them. And they won't be fucking stupidly overpriced like everything vintage seems to be. I bought this for 50 quid, and I could put the deck on eBay and make probably twice that, maybe a bit more, But I didn't buy it for that. I bought it because I wanted it. I want to use it and enjoy it. And now I've done the preamp, this thing sounds absolutely brilliant. I mean, when I give you a demonstration in a few minutes, you won't really hear it. You'll just hear it on the speakers that you happen to have on your device. Going through my camera. So you won't really hear it, but I'll demonstrate it anyway. But I was watching a video, and the guy on the video, pardon me, he actually described the 4HF as the poor man's 301. Now it's quite clear that this fella doesn't understand a great deal, because if he did, he would know that the 301 is a broadcast grade turntable, and this is a consumer grade turntable. Now let's turn you back to the record player now. Go the right way. This is a consumer grade turntable, and not to take anything away from the 301. The 301's a great turntable, but it's a broadcast turntable, and this is definitely not. This is definitely not a poor man's 301. Why? Because this is basically a 301 with a tone arm. And I know you might argue that the 301's got that great big motor on it. Of course it has. It needs a big powerful motor. It's a broadcast turntable. All broadcast turntables have big motors on them. They need them because they've got to be able to start instantaneously. As soon as they're switched on, they've got to be at speed. Got to be up to speed, and that's why they put a big torquey motor on them. But the motor's not as big. It doesn't have to be, because people like myself, a consumer, they don't mind waiting a couple of seconds for the turntable to get up to speed. But then again, while it's getting up to speed, it can be getting hold of the tone arm and getting it ready to put it on the record. By the time you've performed that little action, it is up to speed. Or at least this one is. It's been cleaned, and the turntable brake no longer works on this. It's there, but it doesn't work, doesn't it, the turntable? Which I'm glad about, really, because I don't like that ding noise that they make. I think it makes it sound like there's something wrong with the mechanism when it does that. So, I'd rather it not be there. I've polished the tone arm up as best I can. That's, a lot of the nickel coating's gone off it, unfortunately. But, when you weigh up that this thing, this thing's older than me. I mean, how long did they make the 4HF for? I mean, they made it from the late 50s, I believe. From at least, I think the 4HF was made from 1955. Probably up until the early 60s. So, but yeah, a poor man's 301, it definitely isn't, because like I've just said, the 301 and the 401, they're completely two different animals. And the guy who said that, you know, in my opinion, hasn't got a fucking clue what he's on about. But I have actually linked. I have actually put a link to his channel, and the reason why I've done that is because it's a good channel, and his engineers that he has on there, they explain the circuit, and they explain everything very, very well and thoroughly. And you know, I just think it's a great channel. But you know, I just don't think this fella understood the difference between a consumer turntable and a broadcast one. The 301 is a broadcast turntable. This is the consumer version of the 301. And I'm looking forward to reading the comments. You know, because who's going to tell me I'm wrong? But somebody will. I know that somebody will give me a slating. But I like it. I like a good argument. Of course I do. You know, definitely. I like somebody who thinks they know more than I do and doesn't, and they don't. Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, all joking aside, check that. Like I say, check that site. Check that channel out. I'll link it in below this one as well. Check it out, because he really does explain. The technician on there really does explain the circuit. I mean, I watched his video on the circuit for this, and although I understand it anyway, I had an even better understanding of it after I'd watched the video, because I was looking for information. I was looking for information on this. I have got the manual for the amplifier and whatnot, but I was looking for information because the tone controls were just behaving oddly. I mean, when you turn the bass down, the left channel went louder, and I watched his channel, and the technician on the channel actually explained it. He explained the power amp, and then he explained the preamp. And you know, I just think it's a good channel for anybody who doesn't understand or wants a greater understanding. Then yeah, check it out. You know, but you know, I think the guy who buys the stuff, the guy that runs the channel, I don't think he's an engineer as such. I think he just buys the stuff and he flips it on eBay. He's an eBay seller. He flips it on eBay. So I think that's all he does. He just buys the stuff and he has it serviced, because he has these technicians that do it for him, and they explain everything about the quad 22s. I think it is this thing, the Mullard 510s, the 310, the 33, I think it is. You know, he explains all that sort of stuff, but he explains it, and he explains how the circuit works. And you know, it's definitely a channel I subscribe to, and definitely a good one. But the only criticism I had was when he called this the poor man's 301, because it's certainly not. It's a different animal. And I mean, this is a transcription turntable, a true one. I mean, the 301 is, obviously. But this certainly is, because this can accommodate, it tells you in the manual, it can accommodate a 16-inch record. Therefore, if it can accommodate a 16-inch record, then it's a true transcription turntable. The Zero and the AP76, they're called transcription turntables, but they're not, in my opinion, because they can't accommodate a transcription record, not a 16-inch one anyway. So, you know, but these certainly are, and I'm really happy with this. I mean, I got this for 50 quid at the swap meet last week, and was it last week? No, week before, the 11th. Was it? Yeah, the week before I got it, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, I've got to replace, you'll hear a pop when I turn the motor on, because I've got to replace the capacitor on the bottom of the deck, because the original one's gone short circuit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find one of the right voltage, the correct value, and put it in. But I'm not going to pay the money that eBay idiots want for a capacitor. I'm not going to pay that. Who's going to look under the bottom? And as long as it does the job, who cares? You know, they say it's only original ones. Well, when them sort of statements are made, people should also understand that things get modern and parts change and parts wear out. Therefore, you have to put a modern part in occasionally. You know, so I've got a bit croaky, you know. Anyway, never mind that. That's enough of me yapping. There we go. Let's put the record on, and I'm gonna go for track 2. Just clean the stylus. There we go. Just make sure there's no shite on it. That was the stylus, not me farting, by the way. Drop. There we go. The volume control's a bit crackly, but I've done it all now. I'm not going back in there now. Whoops. There we go, that'll do. There you go, folks. How about that? I'll zoom back out for next time. That is working absolutely lovely, and it does shut off at the end when it gets to the end. I'm just wondering, you know, I was looking at that. I thought it was. The stylus flag was sat down a little bit. There we go. It does shut off as it should. As I say, the turntable brake doesn't work, but I don't care about that because it doesn't go clang when it hits, you know. But it's probably just out of adjustment. I mean, there is a small degree of adjustment you can do, but I'm not bothered about that. I can live without the turntable brake. Don't care about that. The turntable will stop eventually when it's ready to. But as I say, this is a good polish up. And I need to find somewhere to put this because, to be honest, I want to hang on to this. I want to hang on to it, folks, because I think it's a brilliant sounding record player. In fact, I'd go as far. I mean, I like me Clark and Smith, and I think this knocks spots off that. To be honest with you, I really do. And the Clark and Smith sounds nice, but I think this sounds nicer. Not only because it's stereo. If this was mono, I think it would still sound nicer. This is, you know, it's a really, really nicely made. I think it's a nicely made unit. It's a shame they don't make stuff like this today, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. But don't forget, check out the, I think it's called the Vintage Audio Workshop. Check that out. I'll link it in below anyway. And, you know, it's really, really good. I think it is anyway. I think it's really, really good. And, you know, definitely worth a look at. Worth a subscription, even I subscribe to it. Definitely. It provided me with the information I was looking for. And there's more besides. So, you know, there's not a lot of content, you know, but saying that, you know, they're building the content as they go. But they're putting a lot of effort into explaining it all, and so, you know, you can allow for that. I mean, I don't know how many videos is on there. There's enough to keep you going. I don't know how many there is, but there's a good few. But, you know, they also have a website where you can subscribe and they'll sell you an electronics course and stuff like that. You know, I won't buy one because I don't need one, but if I did, I would. But, you know, yeah. You know, if you know, you want something different, check that out. Yeah, Vintage Audio Workshop, if I've said it correctly. And like I say, I'll link it in anyway. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and more to come later. What have we got coming next? The next thing on the bench is going to be the big tape recorder I bought. Begins with a B. I can't remember what make it is, but it's actually a ferrograph badged as something else. So that's going to be coming onto the bench. I've already assessed that, but we'll get into that when we get to that. But that's the next thing on the bench. So look forward for that. Look forward to that, and we'll go through that together and see what we can establish, and see if we can get it to play a tape, see if we can get it to run. Anyway, folks, as always, you all take care, and thank you very much for watching. More to come later. Bye for now.